Hello, my name is Ian Grant. I'm the Assistant State Director and the Juneau Regional Director for the Alaska Small Business Development Center here in Juneau. The Alaska Small Business Development Center is funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration. Today's presentation has been made possible by the generous support through 360 North and through the Wells Fargo Bank. Thank you for your interest in Reinventing Your Business, which is part 4 of a 5-part workshop series going over the stages in your business life cycle as identified by the Alaska Small Business Development Center. We see those stages as think, which is when you're doing the business plan for your business and getting ready to get started. The launch stage, which is generally 2 to 3 years in business. The growth stage, where you may be looking at increasing your capacity and your sales. The reinvent stage, when we're looking at making major changes within the business, and then the exit when you're transitioning out. I thought we'd get started today with taking a brief overview of how we'll present the presentation today. We'll be looking at the major topics of our market, the product and services, the assets, and planning for change. You'll notice at the bottom right corner of the screen here, we've put a couple icons to help direct you to the website for further information about some of the topics that we'll be discussing today. For example, we're looking at a break-even worksheet. You can head to the website to download this tool for you to use on your own or to work with a Small Business Development Center advisor on. So most likely you're reinventing your business because you've identified new opportunities in the marketplace. You may see that there's a new need in the market, a new technology has come into play, changes in consumer tastes are occurring, or possibly one of your existing markets is performing very well and you would like to focus on that and capitalize some more. Now, whatever the case may be, the first step is, do you understand your market? Things that you want to consider when looking at yourself in the market is understanding the potential for growth, which is what is the market size that you're looking at targeting, and is there room for you to attract that market to your new endeavors. The second is defining that market size, which is looking at the size of the potential market. Whatever the case may be, the first question is, do you understand your market? So some of the key questions that you want to consider is, what is that potential for growth? Is the market that you're interested in saturated, or is there room for you in that market? The second is looking at the market size. So looking at that target audience and how many people are you attempting to capture? So is there enough return on investment for you to enter into that market? Geographic boundaries is also a consideration. Are you looking at a 5-mile radius, a 20-mile radius, going into other cities, or perhaps going global? All these considerations should be thought about when we're looking at reinventing the business. And finally, the competition. In all of these cases, whether a 5-mile radius or online, there is going to be competition. Someone is attempting to fill the same niche that you're attempting to move into. So we want to look at our competition, who will be competing against, what are their strengths and weaknesses, how many businesses like what you're talking about adding onto your business are you going to be competing to services for. Now, to help you do all of this, the SBDC has a tool called IBIS World, which can help you understand your local market, not only your local market, but the global marketplace. In any of these cases, whether you're finding new markets or growing an existing market within the business, now it's a good time for you to do some research, do some market research. You can look at the target market and what is their lifestyle, how are they spending their money, what needs are you looking at fulfilling, and how are they currently filling that need, and what can you offer that your competition isn't? Again, the IBIS World report will help you do all of this. You can go to the website to see a sample report from IBIS World, but IBIS World is specific on your business and that certain NAICS code that you're carrying. So to get a full detailed report about your market, you'll need to sit down with an SBDC advisor, provide them with the NAICS code for your business so we can get an accurate report to see what's happening in the industry within your business, within your business's market. So we've talked about your market and your position within it. and identified that we need to consider this in our reinvention plans. So now let's take a look at the products and services that we're talking about offering to the market. So again, hopefully you're in the reinvent phase because you have identified that there is some opportunity in the marketplace. Now, whatever the case, your current business numbers provide a wealth of information to aid you in creating these future plans to add towards the business. To do this, you'll see we also put an icon here for you to get some more information about a tool that we have called Profit Sense through the AK SBDC. Profit Sense is a valuable tool in understanding your current numbers and seeing what is the impact of this change going to be on your business. What your SBDC advisor would ask for you to bring with you is your financial statements, your balance sheets, income statements, and tax returns over the last 3 years. By looking at these financial statements, an SBDC advisor can provide you with a detailed report about your business's efficiencies and see how you're performing today. In looking at this, we can add to the model the proposed changes that the reinvention will add on to the business and determine new break-even levels and see if adding these changes to the business model will create unnecessary strain or whether it could help you increase the profits for your business. Part of looking at our current financials and this Profit Sense report that we just delivered will also show us how our assets are being used. There may be certain assets in your business that are being utilized to its fullest efficiency, and others, however, that are being unused. A great way to dig into this even further is looking at something that we develop with our clients called a ratio scorecard. You can find examples of ratio scorecards here on the AK SBDC website, where you can sit down with your SBDC advisor and make this a practice for you to work on with your business quarterly or yearly. A ratio scorecard is important for your business in looking at situations of what is your ability to generate cash, what is your inventory turnover, and so analyzing your current financial statements, we can develop a scorecard and see how you're performing today, compare yourself to next quarter, to next year, and start getting a benchmark to see how we're performing, and then potentially what the changes that we're looking at on adding in a reinvention plan will add on to our business. Another useful aspect of the ratio scorecard is using the industry benchmarks. Part of the information that we can pull from the Profit Sense report is seeing how are people in the same industry performing. So then comparing yourself to the industry, you can take a snapshot of what should my expected levels be. All of this, however, involves planning for that change. With all your considerations for reinvent, we need to create a detailed plan to help you do so. We first recommend that you revisit that business plan, whether in the startup phase of your business, the growth phase, the reinvention, or the exit. Revisiting your business plan and detailing out your situations for change and analyzing how that'll affect your business is always the key first step for planning. Looking at the current financials and determining the impact of change on the business is important as well. We've identified that Profit Sense can help you with this process. Looking at your break-even worksheet or creating a ratio scorecard are all different tools that you can gather from the AKSBDC website, use your current financials, see how you're performing today and what this impact of change will do onto your business. What we'd like to do in creating this plan for change is looking at all the situations that could arise from putting this change into your business and how we can help guide you safely through these plans for change. We don't want to create a reinvention plan on your business that'll cause a serious reduction in cash flow or serious strain on the business that you may not be able to manage. The strategies for your reinvention plan should be put into the narrative section of the business plan. Once we've identified that we've run through our financial situation and looked at our ratio scorecards, worked on our Profit Sense worksheets, and considered our break-even points, it's now time to see if those have penciled out and put them into the narrative section of the business plan where we want to detail out the strategy for doing so. All of these topics today show us that there is a need to plan for change. Managing that change will be key in making a successful transition or reinvention of your business. This requires us to revisit our business plan, detail out our goals, and how we intend to make them work. We will too look at our current financials and determine the impact of change on the business. Is this a creative move for the business, or does it create some type of strain on our financial situation? And 3, what will be our strategies to implement this change on the business? This reinvention could create the stress. We want to map out the situations that will lead us to best possible solutions. And finally, training. Reevaluating our current staff will be a successful step in making sure that these reinvention plans are a success. Adding any new product or services to your business will require changes within the staff as well. We need to make sure that the current duties and responsibilities in those staff will be able to meet the needs of these reinvention plans. This would be a great time for you to look back, readdress your employee handbook, look at the job duties and responsibilities, and possibly the policy and procedure manuals. If you're able to do this as a business owner and clearly define the demands on staff that you need in this plan for reinvention, you can evaluate your current staff and see if they're able to meet those needs. If not, it may be time to also attract new personnel in your reinvention plans. So I hope you'll see today, after reviewing the reInvent workshop, that in any stage of your business, whether it is to think, launch, grow, reinvent, or exit, proper planning is key in each stage. Just as when you started your business and you looked at your potential market, the product and services you would be offering, and the financial implications of doing so, in the reinvention stage, we are doing those same things. We need to consider our new markets, look at the product and services we're talking about expanding upon or changing, what's happening with our current assets and how we'll utilize them most efficiently, and again, readdressing and making that change and trying to make it happen. Thank you very much. Again, this workshop has been made possible by 360 North and Wells Fargo Bank. You can reach us at aksbdc.org or contact any of your local SBDC centers.